The rain hammered against the roof while the wind moaned outside. Little by little, the warmth of the fire and tea made my eyes heavy. Suddenly, a loud knock shattered the stillness and jolted me upright. My heart began pounding as I stared toward the hallway. Nobody visited anymore without calling first. Another knock followed, stronger this time, deliberate and urgent. My first instinct was fear. I glanced toward the clock, realizing how late it was. Maybe someone needed help, or maybe something had happened to Michael. Taking a deep breath, I walked slowly toward the front door. The hallway felt colder the closer I got to the entrance. When I looked through the peephole, the rain blurred most of the view. Still, I could make out a tall young man standing there. Then he shifted slightly and suddenly it clicked. Alex, Michael's best friend from high school. My hand immediately moved to the lock. Alex had practically lived in our house years ago, but I hadn't seen him in years. Why would he suddenly appear here now? Cold wind burst into the hallway instantly. Alex? I asked in disbelief. What happened? Is Michael okay? Michael's fine, he said quickly, though his voice sounded rough and exhausted. I'm sorry, Sarah, I didn't mean to scare you. Relief hit me, but he looked terrible. Rainwater dripped from his jacket while his eyes looked hollow in a way I had never seen. Come inside before you freeze, I said. He hesitated, glancing back at the dark street before finally stepping through the doorway. I didn't know where else to go, he admitted quietly. Something about those words instantly softened every bit of caution left inside me. I hurried to grab a towel and guided him toward the living room where the fireplace still crackled warmly. He followed silently, looking around the familiar room with distant eyes. You're soaked, I murmured. Sit down before you get sick. I caught him staring at the framed photographs. There was one of him and Michael from their football days, grinning in muddy uniforms. Can I make you tea? I offered. He nodded without looking away from the fire. Tea sounds good, he replied. I returned with 2 mugs. He stood near the fireplace with his hands shoved into his pockets, staring into the flames. Thank you, he said softly. We sat in silence while the storm weakened. The kind of silence right before truth is told. Finally, Alex sighed and looked into his mug. I know this is strange, he admitted. Showing up here out of nowhere. You're always welcome here, I replied. But I know something's wrong. He nodded slowly, leaning back into the chair. I remembered how you used to talk to us. You actually listened. You never made us feel stupid for being confused about life. You're not selfish for wanting a life that makes you happy, I told him gently. And you're not wrong for feeling trapped. I told him parents often confuse fear with love, that they push because they're terrified their children will struggle. Absolutely not, I replied. You're staying here tonight. Michael's room is still exactly the same. He paused near the mantel, staring at the old picture one last time. Everything felt so simple back then, he murmured. It only feels that way because you survived it, I answered softly. He smiled before heading upstairs. The silence no longer felt lonely. Helping him carry his storm had eased some of my own loneliness too. Outside, the rain finally stopped completely, leaving the world calm and washed clean by morning waiting just beyond the darkness.